Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I dislike making videos on this guy, this individual who is the Prime Minister of Canada, the communist Trudeau. I hate it because I get angry all the time. All the time by definition with this guy particular. And I don't like what's going on over there in Canada. I think Canada is an occupied territory by the clique and the Davos clique, and with this communist things are going really fast down, and I hate. But it's just I could make 10 videos a day with Trudeau, and Trudeau is he's an example of how a leader should not be. That's my but with mass democracy you have a guy here. Now he's not very good with almost anything, not even to parrot the memorized 3 sentences that he has to parrot all the time when you corner him and you don't play ball. And this is not an article coming from Al Mayadeen, an Arab media outlet, and this is the title: Fact check, Trudeau, Iran is not executing 15,000 people. So you can imagine what the idiot said. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau falsely claims that Iran has sentenced 15,000 protesters to death before deleting the tweet in which he made the false claim. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who was elected, falsely claimed on Tuesday that Iran was sentencing some 15,000 protesters to death on Twitter before deleting the tweet after an onslaught of reports containing the false news came out. The Prime Minister's post led to a slew of other nonetheless fake posts making the same claim and echoing concerns for Iranian rioters. However, interestingly enough, the social media campaign did not have any evidence to back it, and despite that, it generated the attention of thousands, including renowned celebrities such as actress Sophie Turner, I don't know who that is, and Viola Davis, I don't know who that is. Some mimes, I guess, I don't know who they are, some, I don't know, court gestures. I'm quoting, Canada denounced, I'm reading this guy's post. Again, Canada denounced. You denounce, not Canada. He speaks in the name of all of us, and he's an idiot. Or the Canadian citizens. I'm not a Canadian citizen. Canada denounces the Iranian regime's barbaric decision to impose the death penalty on nearly 15,000 protesters. End quote, Trudeau idiot wrote. That's from me. And I'm quoting, the brave Iranians were fighting for the human rights, and we continue to stand united in support of them and united against the regime's hideous actions. This is Trudeau. He went to change his menstrual pad in the meantime. This is unbelievable, this guy. He's always going to the same thing. Canada denounces and fighting for human rights, and we stand united to support against hideous blah blah blah, hideous whomever. These are his unbelievable. Like Elvis said one time that I just need to go on the stage and just shake my right leg and everybody will be in awe. The same here, this guy. He just has to use those 3 words and everybody's like, yeah, Trudeau, you're right. That's how he thinks. The post, now taken down, was widely shared and used by users and advocates alike in the 12 hours it stayed up. Canada had in late October sanctioned several Iranian individuals and entities in connection to the unrest sowed in the Islamic Republic and Tehran attempts to quell the riots. Now you see these guys call those, I mean, there are riots at one point. One is protest, the other one is riot. You destroy property, that's not a protest anymore. That's something else. And besides, you have a lot of foreign agents. I made a video a minute ago with Iran claiming that they arrested some French intelligence agents in the protest, which I don't doubt that they did. I think they did, and I think they might find some other nationalities as well, fomenting all kind of things. I know that it happened in Romania, and when the government told us that, the communist government told us that there are foreigners infiltrated and so on, and foreign agents and agencies working to dismantle and to overthrow the regime, we didn't like them anyway. So we were like, yeah, you lied so many times, you're lying this time. Well, after a while, after that, for years and years and years, we found out that no, the guy was telling the truth, but see, nobody believed you at that time and nobody liked you. Not nobody, but he was unliked, Ceausescu and his regime, the communists. So we wanted him back. We didn't know that we were going to be the slaves of, how do you call it, Zimbabwe from across the Atlantic, Germany and other weasels. So yeah, those guys went out, these guys came in, the other ones being the Soviets. And then Ceausescu tried to be independent, but he reached his limit and he did whatever he thought how to do. And you need to expand, you have to develop, and when you can't improve and you're done, you maybe let someone else take over and continue. That's why sometimes I'm looking at Putin, for instance, I'm thinking, oh hey Putin, you thought you built this Russia, this economically, military and socially and so on, but you're gonna die, or aren't you? So who's gonna be next? It's gonna be a weasel, it's gonna destroy everything you try to develop and to create. Well, who's the leader? Who's gonna be next? Do you know? I mean, Putin is 70, he's not gonna live until he's gonna be 3,000, right? Or will he? So who's gonna be next? Who's gonna be taken and continue the direction Putin, and the Russians obviously are backing Putin up, so they are agreeing with the direction the country is taken, and in the direction the country is taken, right? He got what, 80, 90%, 80 some percent approval rating, his job. Without the setbacks of the war, he would be like 90 some. So who's going to continue that? The same. Ceausescu did not have anybody, and he was again 73 or 70, whatever he was, about 70 or something when he, anyway. So the last, he says, Ottawa sanctioned 10 Iranian individuals. That's good, very good. And then it says the post generated the attention of various media personalities and journalists who were quick to criticize the Canadian premier and dismiss his claims, and I'm quoting, extraordinary lack of basic fact-checking. Iran has not sentenced 15,000 protesters to death as a number of celebrities and political leaders are saying, end quote, said Sune Engel Rasmussen, a Wall Street Journal foreign correspondent. I don't know the source, I'm quoting again, I don't know the source of the news that 15,000 protesters were sentenced to death, but even Justin Trudeau repeated it, end quote. A senior BBC Persian reporter, Siavash Ardalan, said in criticism of Trudeau's decision to echo the false claim. And again, I'm quoting again, apart from showing how weak the Canadian Prime Minister's news sources are, it also has a terrible result that the executions of less than 15,000 people will be considered a success by the government, the senior reporter added. The Post was informed by initial reporting that was incomplete and lacked necessary context. Because of that, it has since been deleted, a Canadian government spokesperson told CNN. It was based on reporting of serious concern raised by international human rights advocates, warning of possible future sentences, including the death penalty imposed on thousands of Iranian protesters who gave already been detained by the regime, they added. Well, the thing is that was not true, and he was quick to say it, and he doesn't know anything. Let's put it this way. He's just fed information. He writes it down. And who do you think are his so-called advisors? Some exactly like him. Look at the foreign minister, whatever her name is, oh my God. So, or people around him. Who do you think those guys are? Remember when Jordan Peterson, a professor, right? Psychologist, that I like very much, obviously. Listen to his... Anyway, he came in front of the parliamentaries to speak against that little decision on the speech mandatory speech, let's call it this way, and he was over there. He was speaking with the members of the whatever you have at the Parliament, House of Commons, I don't know, Parliament, something like that. And he was talking with those guys over there. Those were clueless, not clueless to reason. They were asking Peterson some questions, and Peterson was asking like, these are dumbasses. But nevertheless, he was answering. They didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. They had the ceiling so low that the whatever Peterson was saying was here, flying here, and they could not reach that because that was the level. So he was talking, and his regular flight is somewhere here, the ideals and knowledge. So he lowered it as much as he could, and he was still above the level of wherever their intelligence flies, the highest altitude of their intelligence. So listen to these guys. Listen when they argue in their parliament. I listen. I say when Trudeau speaks with this, and you got the Conservative Party Pierre or whatever the guy is. Or he's not better. He's just like a dog barking at another dog, clueless, both of them, and they hit one another with little, like in a marketplace. Hey, I want to buy your tomatoes for this. No, but I don't. That's how it is. It's like, Jesus Christ, you're just in a bazaar. No substance, just form. And then again, Trudeau, how he holds his little pen or something, is always like this, when very narrow, like, yes, and yeah. Shut the fuck up. Do some pull-ups, and inject yourself with some testosterone or something. It's too late anyway, but trans fuck that he is. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. These are our leaders, but I can't complain. We got the Frankenstein shuffler. He's moonwalking forward all the time. He's up, 15 minutes a day, the semi-conscious Biden. And we have that lady of the night, whatever her name is, Harris, who's got calluses on her knees from cleaning the room, if you know what I mean. And anyway, these are our leaders. Look at our beautiful Ed Sullivan, Jake Sullivan, the other one, Blinken, General Milley, the other one is Austin. Jesus Christ, with that clique, those are in charge of us. And you got Yellen, Secretary of Treasury. Jesus Christ, look who they appointed as a Supreme Court, because she's what? Jesus Christ. The same Trudeau. We're going to have the most diverse government. I don't give a fuck what diverse or not. I want the experts. I want the people who deserve their job. I don't care if they have 3 pairs of balls, or they have no balls, or they have nothing there. I don't care. Just bring me the best prepared human being. That's what I need. And you are the example of how that person should not be, especially in that position. But he got voted in. So that means a big chunk of the Canadian people voted. Did not see anything wrong with that guy. Anything wrong. That's what bothers me. And you get him and say, hey, you see that guy? You see that guy? Hey, you see? See? What's wrong with him? You can't. And they vote. And you vote. And since we know the best, they think know the best. And that's the beauty of democracy. And you get Trudeau. Is still the beauty. And you had Biden. Still the beauty? No. And if you want to look back into what was before Biden, Trump, Obama, Bush, blah, 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 Clinton and others, and it's still, the next one, as I said, is going to be a one in coma or something. Or that person is going to vote for that one. The same as having Biden or this weasel. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.